Good morning, everyone. I am in a public park, so if you hear any music, I do not own the rights to this music. I want to talk about extending forgiveness or keeping unforgiveness, however you want to put it. And I know that it is a touchy subject, and for some of us, we've all heard the phrase forgive and forget. That's not even biblical. So I don't know where that came from, but don't ever forget your experience because it breeds a whole another animal. I promise you, it does. So, first of all, when it comes to extending forgiveness, I want to say that I'm not here to diminish your pain or diminish your hurt. I'm not here to invalidate your experiences at all. And just because we experience the same thing, that does not mean we have the same threshold for pain. We can experience exactly the same thing, exactly the same way at the same time. And your threshold for pain and my threshold for pain will be different. Sometimes we can experience hurt by one person and get over it in a week, and experience hurt by the next person, and it stays with us for months, for years, sometimes decades. So the threshold for pain varies from the hurt, the type of hurt that has happened to us, from the person. It varies tremendously. So I will never invalidate. I would never say you shouldn't feel that way. I would never diminish your pain or your experiences. So now that we've got that out the way. So when it comes to keeping forgiveness, not extending it, but keeping it for yourself, and then that's when you have unforgiveness. And unforgiveness, what it does is it allows you to keep the anger and the animosity in. It allows you to hold on to the hatred and hold on to the hurt that someone did to you. Um, so then, as you hold on to it and as you keep all of that for weeks, for months, for years, and as life happens and you get hurt on top of that, it starts to affect your behavior. And once you're used to behaving a certain way, then it becomes a psychological trait. So when you are hurting and when you are in pain, the only thing you can give is hurt and pain. Can't give it you can't give something you don't have. But that hurt and that pain stays with you. And instead of coming from a place of love and coming from a place of peace and coming from a place of respect, your behavior, your speech will come from a place of hurt. And you hurt the people who are next to you. You will start having new psychological traits. And when it comes to hurting and pain emotionally, the first trait you experience is toxicity. You become poison to the very people that are around you. And if you're not careful, instead of forgiving, instead of healing, you can shoulder that hurt, shoulder that pain, or bandage that pain and become cold, become dark. And in turn, you can spew that hatred, that anger, that poison to the very people who are trying to love you, who are trying to connect with you, who are trying to help you on this journey called life. So when you keep unforgiveness and do not extend forgiveness, you are only hurting yourself and the people who love you and the people who care about you. So what do you do about it? How do you get rid of it? And how do you not go through life carrying that burden? Because I know for me, when I didn't extend forgiveness or when I decide I'm gonna hold this thing, I wake up every morning with daggers in my heart over and over. Every time someone says something good about the person that the person has done, I'm like, not, no, no, they're not a good person. No, no. And so what that did was it hindered me a lot in a lot of ways. It hindered my healing. It hindered my overall peace, my overall well being. It hindered it a lot. So the first thing I did was set my will to forgive. When I realized that, whoa, I'm not extending forgiveness or I'm harboring unforgiveness, I get up and I said, no, I can't do this. Spirit, I need help. And the second thing I do is I, whatever I'm asking God for in that season for myself, whatever I'm praying for myself, for my family, for the people that are close to me, I pray the same thing for that person who's hurt me. And sometimes I can't get through the prayer on one try, depending on how deep the wound is, how deep the hurt, how deep the pain is. I can't get through it in one setting. So you have to keep trying until you get through that prayer. And then you have to pray it 3 times a day until you no longer feel that way toward that person. And then that's step 2. Step 3, you have to envision that person or imagine that person being happy, healthy, and having everything you prayed for them to have, and you not have it. And you have to be happy for them. If you're not like that, then you have to step back, assess the situation, find out what you've missed, start all over, rinse and repeat. But once you can imagine that they have everything that you've ever wanted plus, and you don't have it, and you can still be truly happy for them, that's when you're forgiven. And that opens the door to have a peace of mind. That opens the door to having favor unprecedented. You'll always be in the right place at the right time for the right people to get the right things in your life. That opens the door for success and blessing. That opens the door for a whole lot of things that you've ever wanted. Because having a peace of mind is better than having 12 of your closest friends eating and feasting off the food that you've purchased, that you've grown, off the water that you've turned to wine, knowing that at least one will deny even knowing you. At least one will not believe in you. And at least one will betray you for money. Ah, there goes that greed again. So, when it comes to extending forgiveness, it is not for the other person, it is for you. So you can live life on purpose. So you can be the best version of yourself when you show up for people. So you can come from a place of love and a place of respect. Because when you shoulder pain, when you harbor pain, when you keep pain and pain compounds, when you band-aid pain, it turns into toxicity and you become venom. You poison everyone around you, and you no longer can see the forest for the trees. You can no longer receive and give love. You become dark inside. No one wants to be around someone like that. So, extending forgiveness isn't for the person who hurt you, but it's for you. So, I know in my own personal life, I'm the type of person that I used to wear my feelings on my sleeves, and people would take that for an advantage because how I felt at any given time. They knew that I cared about them. They knew that pretty much they can say some things and I believe them because I can't prove that it's a lie. And I don't like to think people are just lying to me on purpose. I hope everyone in my life is telling me the truth or tells me the truth. Because your word is your bond. It's who you are. It's your character. And if your character trait is of lies, then nothing you say is believable. So when it comes to someone like myself who used to wear their feelings on their sleeves, I know a little bit about being hurt often and having to extend forgiveness way more than I wanted to. So, guys, I am here early in this morning just taking a walk. I'm in the garden right now. So, you guys, be well to yourselves, be kind to yourselves, forgive yourselves for the mistakes you've made when you did not know any better. Love yourselves and the people who genuinely love you. Enjoy your day.